The most important point on this is if you lump them with black folk, then you give the dominant white society a justification to say we don't owe black folk anything. Blackness is more than just color. It is their heritage, it's their history, it's their code of conduct, and more importantly, it is their badge of honor, and it's what it symbolizes the indebtedness that this country has to them. This country does not have any indebtedness to people coming from Africa. They don't have any indebtedness to people coming in from the Bahamas. If you lump black folk in there, you deprive black folk of the benefit, the debt that's owed them.
Monahan came up with a...
Man, what's good, YouTube? I know it's been a minute. Your boy came braids, man. Starting to let my hair grow a little bit. Nah, for real. We got a serious topic to go over today. And today we're going to be talking about why the FBA movement matters. First off, Tariq Nasheed, he's not a leader of the FBA movement. I feel like all the negative connotations that come with the FBA movement or cult, like some of you like to call it, I feel like it comes from your disdain for Tariq Nasheed. And I mean, I can admit I don't like everything that he talks about, and I do feel like he spills a little bit of hatred whenever he talks about the people from the diaspora and things like that. But that doesn't negate the fact that the FBA movement is direly needed. If I missed something pertaining to Tariq, just let me know in the comments and we can do that video for another time. But let's get into the meat and potatoes. Now, what is FBA? It stands for Foundational Black Americans. And what does that mean? My definition of foundational Black Americans, people that was involved in the transatlantic slave trade. So if you were transported from, they like to say, West or Central Africa to the Americas, and your family's been here since the 1600s, and you can trace that lineage back, and you can see who your family is, then you'll qualify as an FBA. Now, you have some people on Twitter that might say, oh, I'm not from Africa, I'm FBA because I've been in America all this time. Now those people are kind of sketchy, and I feel like Tariq, he uses those people because those are kind of like the most fired up bunch, honestly. Like those are the ones that just has the fake profile pictures, and they're just spilling all types of vitriol on Twitter. Personally, I'm actually Chickasaw, and I know that I had a slave master that laid down with one of my aunts, grandmas down the line. But that's how I'm involved in the Chickasaw Nation, because we were just enrolled through it that way. David Burney, my slave master, you can look him up, or my family slave master, you can look him up. He's a white man. He wasn't anybody of Asiatic or Mexican descent that you might say. So we can say that for another video, but that's kind of weird in itself too, because we don't talk about how the Chickasaw and we don't talk about how the Native Americans, the 5 tribes, basically had slavery within their own selves. And we don't talk about that. And a lot of people don't know that. So when I hear people just say, oh, I'm Native American, I didn't come from Africa. Look, man, show me your lineage. You got to pull out the car fast, pull out some paperwork, because a lot of y'all just talking and just trying to get people fired up on X. So I challenge all the diehard, and I got to give my people some pushback, or at least the people that say they are my people. I feel like it's a lot of Twitter trolls going on and CIA agents maybe. But I want to give my people some pushback and just say, if you claim that you're FBA and you guys nag on the Africans, how we actually had our paperwork and things like that, I challenge you guys to actually go back and see who your slave master was. Because if I'm in my 20s and I can go see who my slave master was, you older people that just diehards and get off on this type of things, you guys should be able to go back and see who your slave master was. And for the ones that's just saying that their family was Native American tribes, we weren't involved with the white people, that's how we weren't named, that makes zero sense, because we can all agree that this is a country under white supremacy. So for you to have no recollection of the white people ending your Indian tribe, or any recollection of your people just living here it makes zero sense. Like, how can you just live in the woods while everybody else is under white supremacy, but y'all just out here chilling? It makes no sense. You had to be under white supremacy somewhere, so it has to be documented somewhere. For the people that's buying the FBAs that claim that they're not from Africa and they've been here, and it makes zero sense. Come on now. We all come from Africa, look at us, but we've been here for 400 years. I'm not saying that we're African, but we definitely had an ethnogenesis. And we're not them, we're different. I believe the FBA movement is needed because, like Harold Cruz said, he's an author. He said in order for anybody to obtain something in this country, you have to be a group. It's gonna come to the group, and it's not gonna go to an individual. Very rare instances that happens. But in order for the group to attain what they want, they had to be politically, economically, and culturally congruent, you know? And foundational Black Americans, we're not that. So that's why nothing changes for us. You can look around and see how other minorities have obtained laws or other special privileges that, they might have wanted by having those three things in common. But as foundational Black Americans, we've never been completely together. The furthest that we've ever gotten to that is probably the Harlem Renaissance. But even then, it was a lot of wacky stuff going on inside. So politically, the only time that Black Americans are truly only worried about politics is every 4 years around election time. And even then, it really doesn't matter because we're not politically congruent. The majority of us might vote Democrat, but we're still two sides of the same coin, basically. So we might have a lot of conservative Black people, and then we might have a lot of liberal Black people on this side. And everybody's complaining about everything. They're wanting change, but it just it won't happen because we don't have any true power. We have no type of togetherness. And in order for that to happen, we have to have a stronger Black family unit, man and female, of course. And the reason that is because if we have more Black households on the same page, then the husband and wife can mingle together. The husband and wife has friends that they can mingle with, and that's a community right there. It starts locally. So now you got a local community. We have more Black families. We have the husband and wife in the crib, talking to each other. We have the kids listening to what the mother and father are saying. That's just how we would be politically together. So around election time, we basically have one voice. We're saying we want this, we want that. If this doesn't happen, we're gonna do this. And everybody knows that foundational Black Americans, we are the culture to this country. So if we was to stop doing, if we was to say we're gonna stop doing this, who knows what type of effect it will have on the country. Our culture is global. We see around the globe, people try to mimic foundational Black Americans, not Africans, not I'm not even trying to diss. I'm just saying we are the perennial Black people. Like, people look at us for the latest. They look at foundational Black Americans. I'm sorry, but that's just, it's just facts. I'm sorry. The whole world looks to foundational Black Americans to see what's next. But the Black man and the Black female is constantly butting heads. We're never in good terms. So we're constantly tearing each other down, and we have a division. But at the same time, we're creating kids out of wedlock with broken homes and things. So now we don't have because these Black kids, they have no one to look up to. We don't have any Black kids trying to be lawyers, engineers, politicians, any of that. And you might ask me, why does any of that matter? Well, for anything to change politically, we must have foundational Black Americans in these places so they can be able to change things for us. Because we've seen time and time again of people with the same skin tone stab us in the back. They've already shot down the reparations in California from people that look just like us. And our grandmas and our aunts and cousins, they might not know what's going on. They might be on the same page with them. Like, oh yeah, but because they don't really know what's going on. Not all skin folk is kinfolk. Like, some of these people, they came here voluntarily. They didn't have the same upbringing or trauma as the foundational Black American did. So they wouldn't understand why we're asking for the things that we're asking for. They wouldn't understand why the inner cities look the way that they do, because they weren't systematically put in these types of positions. They just came here and I'm not just even talking about the Black immigrants. I'm talking about all immigrants. They just came here and they're reaping the benefits of our ancestors, because our ancestors made all this stuff happen. We fought to get out of slavery. We fought to become citizens. We fought to get rights and things like that. We let them trick us in that process along the way a little bit. Economically, if you ask me, we're kind of doing a little bit better. It could be a lot better, but we're kind of doing a little bit better. In terms of content creators, see the content creators, they kind of push each other to try to get to the next level. And content creators, you might think it's funny, but they have reach and they have the popularity to be able to get their message across. They might not have any messages right now, but I definitely like how they're pushing each other. The content creators are showing the blueprint of what foundational Black Americans should be doing. Another example is I'm seeing a lot of Black nepotism in the sports, entertainment, and in education field. So we're seeing a lot of people get to the next level based on who their parents is, or who their cousin is, or who their dad's friend is. And that's good. A lot of people are hating on that, but that's good to see. We've never had that. So that's why I say economically, we're kind of getting a little bit better, but just having one out of the three, or half or a quarter out out of the three, it's not gonna cut it. Culture. Now this is a big one because, man, we're gonna have to, this could be a video on its own, but culture is one of the biggest because one, we're at odds. We're not together. So a lot of us, we're kind of just butting heads. It's no camaraderie amongst us. We're sliming each other out. It's cool to backdoor each other. So culturally, us not knowing who we are, it really messes us up. I know most of you guys have been in places where it's been like a lot of foundational Black Americans and you really just felt that energy and that love. There's a lot of places where you feel that, family reunions, maybe a church, parties, if negative things don't end up happening, block parties, things like that, where we get around each other and we can feel that energy. Like outside of that, we get in the real world and we just don't know ourselves. We don't know each other. We have no camaraderie like how these other groups have. We complain about how this one specific group just owns everything in the world and how they're occupying our government. One is blatantly wrong. They're willing to say, man, this is my guy. He's not wrong. No, you guys are anti. You guys are wrong. And then we got, the Black man wanting to step out. We got the Black woman wanting to step out with other races. So it's like we hate ourselves because of the trauma that we were brought up in. And it's just messing up the culture. I seen a post on Say Cheese that said family reunions are down 47%. I don't know how he got that number, but a part of that is because we're having kids with, other races, with everybody else except ourselves. Not only are we having broken homes, but we're stepping out. And I'm not saying that interracial dating and all that is bad, but I am saying I see more so of us hating ourselves than anything. Another thing that I can touch on is we the biggest where my hug race set ever. If a white dude can do a Dougie or something, we ready to invite him to the cookout and give him everything. We got some Black people online and in real life mad at us for not marching with Latinos in California because they're being deported. You guys have to get your minds right. Some of these people hate Black people more than whites. Like you have to travel a little bit to kind of see that, but if you travel a little bit, you'll see that some of these people hate Black people more than white and that we need to come together. We ain't got to come together. We just got to know who we are. Like as long as we know that he's a foundational Black American, I'm not gonna slime him in the back. He can stay over there. It don't matter. That's cool. It doesn't gotta be, oh, he's a foundational Black American, so I gotta shop at his restaurant. We just gotta know who we are, and so we just don't do each other bad. So we're furthermore being crabs in a bucket. That's all I'm saying. Let's just start there, and then we can see where the progress goes. Another thing, these three things have to come together quickly. It might not be in time for 2028. But by 2032, foundational Black Americans, that should be a household term. Nobody should be addressing themselves as an African American anymore. It should be freedman or foundational Black American so we can think of plans or things that we need in the future for the next election or anything else. We need to be on one accord, one band, one sound. We don't need to be, man, those foundational Black Americans are divisive, man. And whole time you a foundational Black American, by definition, like, gang, just, if they're being divisive, help change the narrative. Because we know through like the Black Panthers and all these other Black groups that they get infiltrated by different people. And it's probably the foundational Black Americans were infiltrated on Twitter. Most of those people that's spreading all that hatred and they're speaking all the vitriol, they're bots. They're not even real people. They're just, then it's causing other real foundational Black Americans to be like, oh, those foundational Black Americans are hateful. I don't want to be a part of them. Man, look at the bigger picture. Stop being a lady. Stop acting like somebody's girlfriend. And if you're a man, just use some logic and understand why this is good. And if you're a woman, I don't know. If you're a woman, just get on page. Get on page, sis. That was a little sus. But sister, get on page. We are all foundational Black Americans. Not we are all, but if you look like me, feel me, line up, look like that, that's a foundational Black American lineup. That's one of the ways that you can tell how we foundational. As a lineup that crispy. I ain't had a cut in 2-3 weeks, gang. Come on, man, that's foundational right there, bro. My ancestry my lineage is on Ancestry if you got any questions. There's no mystery in my history. I'm a real foundational Black American, but that's the end of the video. Go in the comments. Let me know what you think about this. If you think the foundation movement is needed, or if you think we're just hateful and we need to go away, just let me know. Share this. Wallahi.